Oh, hello there. I didn't see you come in. That's complete garbage. All right. But anyway, I'm glad you guys are here. My name is Clifford Stummy. I'm the pop song professor. Welcome to my channel. And I was actually just enjoying some of my favorite band's music. That was Stressed Out by 21 Pilots from their album Blurryface. Now, a question that I get quite a lot, by which I mean once that I know of, and I can't even find the dang comment now, is which 21 Pilots album, Vessel or Blurryface, is better? And that's why we're doing today's Song v Song battle for 21 Pilots, Blurryface versus Vessel. Now we're going to be judging it in three categories. We're going to be judging it in music, like the sound and stuff, the lyrics, just the quality of them, how well they're thought through, how much they make us think through them, and then the concept of the album overall. We're going to be talking about how well they're executed and a little bit of how much I like them, but that's a very small part of it. And the only reason I admit that is just because we all know that it's impossible to be completely unbiased. So some of that's going to get in there, but here's the cool thing is that you guys are welcome to be as biased as you want in the comments. And so tell me which one you prefer over the other, and don't forget to comment like an album versus album or song versus song or artist versus artist battle that we can do in the future. I think it could be super fun. We might even be starting Song Battle Sundays. It just depends on whether you guys even care about it or not. And to keep track of things, I have my handy dandy too reflective chartboard here. Got sound, lyrics, concept total, and we're gonna see how it goes. Each of these categories, I'll rate them, out of 5, and then we'll add that up and see which one wins. Let's talk sound first. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I really liked the sound from Vessel more than I liked it from Blurryface. When I first heard Fairly Local, I was kind of like, oh shoot, I really loved this band. It's too bad that they went down this road. I listened to Fairly Local more, and I thought, oh, this is actually not that bad, and I grew to love it. But the point was is that I had to grow to love it. Though, to be fair, now that I think about it, first time I heard Car Radio, I was kind of like, freaking hipsters. But then I listened to it a little bit more, and I later found out I was kind of a hipster. But gosh, the rest of the songs, the first time I heard each of them, I was like, this is absolutely amazing. And so I was blown away by the sound of Vessel. Blurryface, it took a little bit more getting used to, and there are still some songs in there that I really don't care to listen to, whereas with Vessel, it's almost every single song. I just love the unique sound of it. It was the mix of reggae, the electro pop, a little bit of alternative rock, the amazing rapping. There was less rapping, I thought, in Blurryface, and so that's also kind of what did it for me. Made it a little bit less my favorite. I wasn't a super big fan of Heavy Dirty Soul or the sound of Goner, or maybe I like the sound of Not Today. But if you go down to Vessel, man, like Ode to Sleep, Migraine, Car Radio, The Run and Go, Screen, Trees, all of this stuff. It's just absolutely amazing music. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give Vessel 5 out of 5 just for sound, and I think I'm justified in saying that. I'm not just being like a huge fanboy or something. By the way, I'm a fan man, not a fanboy. I think that the fact that their album Vessel has been on the top 200 albums on Billboard for so long just kind of suggests that 5 is not a ridiculous number to give. Blurryface, I would give 4 out of 5 because they're really, really good, but just not as good as Vessel. But then let's talk lyrical content, and I'm going to say that here, I kind of like Vessel more too. Blurryface is about this alter ego of Tyler's, and we'll get more into that in the concept, and that kind of threads its way throughout. And so again, very confessional, which is an older form of writing. I am the pop song professor, so I got to talk about this stuff a little bit. But confessional writing is very much talking about personal stuff, particularly the dark parts of your heart, as Tyler Joseph might call it. And so it's really good stuff. I particularly lyrically liked Stressed Out. By the way, as far as sound goes, Stressed Out I think was the best sounding song. I didn't like the sound of Lane Boy, but I did like Ride. But as far as lyrics go, back to that. Ride was fantastic. Stressed Out was really great. Tearing My Heart was cute, and it's a really good song, but it just didn't blow my socks off like those other ones. We Don't Believe It's on TV, I wasn't the biggest fan of. Polarize was good. The Judge, I loved. And then Not Today, oh, it was really good. Lyrically, Goner is fantastic. Goner's about him saying, like, God, if you don't save me, I'm a goner. Tons of religious themes and imagery throughout all of these, and I just thought the lyrics here were fantastic. But I liked Vessel better again. Trees, so personal, so powerful. There is a reason that it's still the song that they end all of their concerts with. Ode to Sleep, amazing. There's a lot more themes of depression and thinking here, and so I think that was one of the big things I liked about Vessel was that it was so much about, like, you have to think. And Car Radio says, I'm coming across like I'm dying to let you know you need to try to think. And that felt like that was such a big part of what Vessel was. And it was about not just letting your thoughts be thought for you by your depressive side, but essentially what would be later known as your blurry face, or Tyler's blurry face, but saying you need to fight back with real thoughts, true thoughts, and fight that depression. And so I thought that it was just more powerful. Guns for Hands, just letting fans know that he was there for them and that they could use his music to kind of like help fight those thoughts. Very, very powerful. Migraine, his own like, admittance of how much he has had to suffer with his own thoughts. Holding On to You, an ode to like, God, I am holding on to you and I need you to save me. So good, especially with the last part, that little like bridge or outro at the end. Lean with it, rock with it, when we gonna stop with it? Lyrics that mean nothing, we were gifted with thought. Is it time to move our feet to an introspective beat? It ain't the speakers that bump hearts, it's our hearts that make the beat. I mean, do any of you not know those lines? It's just so fantastic. So, again, I'm gonna give 5 out of 5 to Vessel, and 4 out of 5 to Blurryface. Just because, and I'd almost give Blurryface a 4.5 or a 5, but I think that this is probably the fairest grade I could give. Now, as far as concept goes, Blurryface, again, is about Tyler's blurry face, the dark part of his heart and his thoughts, the part that gives him these suicidal thoughts or these dark ideas and makes him do things he doesn't want to do and keeps him from doing things that he does want to do. The whole song, or the whole album, is about him fighting that. Blurryface tells this connected story throughout of it, and it starts out with him admitting he has a heavy, dirty soul, talking about people who in his life who have helped him, talking about thinking too much, asking God for help, and in the very end, telling Blurryface to get out of there, and again, in Goner, asking God for help. Vessel doesn't have as much of a connected story, and the concept isn't as strong. It's more of a themed concept. He did say that Vessel was about our human bodies as vessels of the soul, or these thoughts, our minds that were inside of us. And so it's really interesting that he talks about that there, but I still think that the Blurryface concept is a little bit stronger, and so I think the Blurryface concept, 5 out of 5, I'd say. And then the Vessel concept, since it really is a strong theme, but it's not as connected as Blurryface. I mean, I'd do a 3 or a 4, but I think I'm going to end up with 4. And that's why I'm going to give, let me do the math real quick, 14 out of 15 to Vessel and 13 out of 15 to Blurryface. I honestly think that it'd be difficult to find a perfect album, but if one comes close, I'd say it's probably something like Vessel. And I don't begrudge them that they didn't go for more of even more of a conceptual concept with Vessel, and like they did with Blurryface. I don't think that it takes away from the power of the individual songs or from the power of the album as a whole, because there is still that very strong theme throughout. And Blurryface, really, really good. It's just when you're comparing it to Vessel, it's hard to say that it's perfect in certain categories, because it's like, I know what perfection looks like, and it was Vessel. So anyways, guys, that's the album versus album song battle for Vessel versus Blurryface. Let me know what you guys think. Which one would you have won and why? Which category, sound, lyrics, or concept, would the certain songs or albums have won in? And which one speaks more powerfully to you? Also, which albums or songs or artists should we battle next week? Can't wait to hear your thoughts. Talk to you next time.